You know, the past, it kind of follows us everywhere, right? It's this collection of stories and choices and moments that we usually think are all locked away, totally finished. But what if they're not? What if the past is less of a sealed book and more of, well, a conversation that's actually still happening?
So let's dive right into this. Our whole deep dive today comes from the ideas packed into this one single source. It's a card, and it's simply called the past. And really, what it suggests is that our own history has a much more active role to play in our present than we probably think.
So here's the big question that frames everything. What if all those things you thought were over and done with were, I don't know, just waiting for a second act? What if your past is trying to tell you something, right now, in this moment?
And that's the core idea we're going to explore. Let's forget about seeing the past as this heavy bag you have to carry around. Instead, let's reframe it. Picture it as a toolbox, a whole collection of resources you can pull from to build your future. And, according to our source, there are 3 essential tools just waiting inside for us.
Okay, so the very first tool in our box, let's call it the blueprint. This is all about those things we started but never quite got around to finishing, those ideas that never fully made it off the drawing board.
Our source card puts it just like this. Something from the past is coming back, and it specifically calls out an unfinished project. Now, this isn't about something coming back to haunt you, it's about opportunity. That project wasn't a failure, it was just paused.
And just think about what this could mean for you, personally. Does any of this ring a bell? That book collecting digital dust on your hard drive? The guitar sitting in the corner? That business plan? See, these aren't just relics, they're blueprints. The foundation is already there, and the best part is, you now have all these new skills and experiences to actually complete the build.
All right, let's move on to our second tool. This one's the guidebook, and it's all about taking every single experience, especially the tough ones, and pulling out pure, actionable wisdom from them.
The card says it so well. Look to the past to understand the future. You know, your personal history is literally the most relevant textbook you will ever own. Every success and every stumble is a chapter just packed with lessons.
This is where we really need a little shift in our mindset. We so often frame our past mistakes as regret, right? We get stuck in that what-if loop. But this guidebook perspective completely changes the question. It turns that regret into data. A mistake isn't a dead end anymore. It's a data point that helps you make your next move. What if becomes now I know.
So how do you actually use this guidebook? Well, it's a pretty simple 3-step process. First, think of a challenge you faced. Then, really zero in on the one crucial thing it taught you. And now for the important part. Find a way to apply that exact lesson to something you're dealing with today. That's it. That's how experience really turns into wisdom.
And that brings us to our third and final tool from the toolbox, the investment. This is all about the amazing realization that the work you've already done might still have a ton of value just waiting to be unlocked.
The source card is super clear on this point. It suggests you could literally be earning money from things you did way back when. Now, this isn't just wishful thinking. It's about recognizing the long-term value of your previous work and your skills. This points directly to this awesome concept of passive income. The best way to think of it is like planting a tree years ago and now you get to enjoy its fruit today. You did the hard work once and it just keeps providing value, or in this case, potential income, long after you've moved on. So where could these hidden investments be hiding out? Maybe it's a song you wrote, or an article you published, or a piece of art you created that somebody could license. It could be a specialized skill you're an expert in that people would totally pay to learn. Or maybe it's as simple as reconnecting with an old professional network. The value is so often there, just waiting for us to rediscover it.
All right, let's bring this all home. We've looked at 3 really powerful ways to re-engage with your past, not as something to run away from, but as something to actually use. We're assembling our toolbox for the future. These are the 3 tools our source card gives us. We've got blueprints from unfinished projects that give us a huge head start. We've got guidebooks from past experiences that offer us real wisdom. And we have investments from old efforts that can still pay dividends today. So the big takeaway is this. Your past is not some destination you visit on holidays. It's a resource you carry with you every single day. It's a powerful, practical, and incredibly valuable asset. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it?